them all made here in Alaska from raw stock. It's all our designs. And then we ship them to Lower 48 where they go onto a vehicle and then head to space. So I'm Ben Kelly. I'm co-owner of K2 Dronotics. We're a drone service company, but we also do aerospace consulting and engineering. And we've recently moved into hardware production. So we're developing small hardware fittings for rockets. We got started about 3 years ago. I was working for an aerospace company in Lower 48 called SpaceX and decided to leave and move home and start a business with my brother. And we have been flying drones off the grid, but we've also been consulting to space companies that are starting up around the country. We're helping these companies design and build their launch sites. And one of the things that came out of it was, can you make fittings as well? Can you make these pieces of hardware that we need to get the rocket fueled? We, being Alaska, has a launch site on Kodiak. It's Alaska Aerospace Corporation runs, and it's a great facility. And so it is great for polar launches. And so they're starting to really get busy getting some of these startups up here to launch their vehicles. So there's a limited number of call it like on-ramps to space. If you think about like getting on the highway, there's a limited number of on-ramps, and Kodiak's one of them. And so part of our mission is figuring out how to help Kodiak get a little busier and attract some of these companies up. And so part of that is offering like logistics services we offer, design services, and then also being able to sell them these fittings. If you're launching on a Kodiak and this fitting is up in Anchorage and you need a spare, it's a lot easier to get. So we're hoping to try to build a little bit of a base here that makes it more attractive to operate. We're working with high-end advisors in the aerospace industry, people from Blue Origin, SpaceX, Ariane Space, and other really cool companies to figure out, what does our opportunity look like and where we're going to go. Ultimately, we would like to be building more types of components for small rockets. One of the challenges with smaller rockets is you are really weight sensitive. And the industry right now is not really focusing on how to reduce weight for small rockets specifically. So we're trying to address that opportunity. So I think as we go forward, finding advanced materials and different geometries that we can use to drop weight on these even more, as well as other components that we can be building to sell to them to get into their vehicles. I think 5 to 10 years from now, we'd really like to be having our own site where people come to our facility and we get them fueled up, we get them ready to go using our standardized hardware and launching faster. We're a state full of tinkers and innovators and wild people that can create some really cool and unique things. And so shining light on that is a big part of it. I think the second piece is getting more appetite for risk in the things that we try. We hear all the time politically how we need to change our economy and what are we going to do and what are things going to look like. Some of that's taking risk. To use an analogy, some of that's leaving the warm campfire and going out and trying to hunt a little bit and find your next meal. And so having some appetite and some partners, whether it's funds or whether it's policy or whatever it looks like, that also accept that risk and know that it's going to be challenging, but that's the way that big cool things get done, I think would help us a lot. We'd like to be here, and we'd like to be helping launch rockets out of Kodiak and as well as other places. We really believe that we can help drive standardization in small rockets. Way less reinventing the wheel for custom parts and way more saying, hey, this is here, it's ready now, it's off the shelf, put it in and let's go. Our dream is that will start to move upstream to other parts of the launch site, and my experience is building launch and landing sites, so really leveraging that expertise and that knowledge to help people get to space faster and cheaper and make Kodiak the place to do it. That's our wild hope, so that's what we're working towards.